Hello students, in this video we will be watching how to solve the value of x and y, that is two variables, with the help of the graph concept. So before starting, you need to remember that the lines with proper coordinate, axis, origin and scale. So you have a graph paper with you. So in this graph you have to take 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both the axis. You have x-axis and you have y-axis. X-axis towards right, it is positive values. X-axis towards left from 0, it is negative values. Y-axis vertically upward from 0 is positive values, and y values downwards from 0 has negative values. Okay, now when I solve the questions, you have to remember few points. Linear equation represents a straight line. This point is very important because in 11th standard you will be studying a separate chapter called a straight line. So there you are going to use all the equations in linear form. Next, two equations are solved simultaneously, hence we get two lines on the graph paper. Now for example, two equations I am going to solve. So this is for the first line here. Now this is for the second line here, and you can see the two lines are intersecting at a point. So that is the value of x and y. So the point of intersection is the solution. So in the graphical method, I'm going to draw a line, okay, for the first equation and draw a line for the second equation, and the place where they intersect, that is the answer of x comma y. So now let us try to understand this graphical method in more detail. So here you have equation x plus 2y is equal to 6 and 2x plus y is equal to 6. So I'm writing the first equation here, that is x plus 2y is equal to 6. You have two variables. I write it that in a tabular column. The first one is x, the second one is y, and the third one is x comma y. Now in the first case, what I do, I take x is equal to 0. So let us consider x is equal to 0 in the first equation. So what happens here? This becomes, when x is equal to 0, the first equation will be 0 plus 2y is equal to 6, or 2y is equal to 6, y is equal to 6 by 2, or the value of y is equal to 3. So this value I am going to write it in the tabular column. So here I am writing it here. Okay. Next, now here the points become 0, 3. Now in the second case, I am considering y is equal to 0. So when I consider y is equal to 0, so the value of x will be equal to x plus 2 into 0 is equal to 6, that is x value will be equal to 6. So the point will be x comma y is 6 comma 0. So I have done this for the first equation. Now you have to do it for the second equation also. So now let us take the second equation, that is 2x plus y is equal to 6. I have two variables x and y, and now I am going to take x is equal to 0. So let us consider x is equal to 0. So the y value will be equal to 6. So I am going to write it down in the tabular column, and I got the value of x comma y as 0 comma 6. Now in the second case, let us consider y is equal to 0. So now here you have 2x plus 0 is equal to 6. Now x will be equal to 3. So I write it down in the tabular column, and now I write it x comma y is equal to 3 comma 0. Now let us plot the points in these two tables on the graph paper. Okay, now for example, this is the graph paper with you. I have taken 1 centimeter 1 unit on both the axis. So now imagine the first point is 0 comma 3, the second point is 6 comma 0. Okay, so now if I join these 2 points, I get a line. This is the line for the first equation, that is x plus 2y is equal to 6. Now the second point, I have 0 comma 6 and then I have 3 comma 0. So now I draw a line connecting these 2 points, and now I get the point like this. So this is the line for the 2x plus y is equal to 6. Now you can see these two lines are intersecting at a point, that is 2 comma 2. So the answer for this question is the x value is 2 and y value is 2, that is x comma y is equal to 2 comma 2. Now in the similar way, we have to solve the same kind of questions in the graphical method. Draw the graphs of the equation x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0 and 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. Determine the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle formed by these lines and the x-axis, and shade the triangular region. So x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. I have two variables, I have x and y. So I take let x is equal to 0, so y will be equal to 1. So when I take 0 like this, so y will be equal to 1. I tabulated. So I get the point 0 comma 1 as x comma y. Now in the second case, take y is equal to 0. So when I take y is equal to 0, you get x is equal to minus 1. So I get x comma y as minus 1 comma 0. Now Let us take the second equation. Second equation is 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. I have two variables x and y. I write it in the tabular column. Now here you have x comma y. In the first case, let us consider x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, the equation here it becomes 3 into 0 plus 2y minus 12, that is 2y is equal to 12, or you can say y is equal to 6. So that value I'm going to write it here in the tabular column, and you get x comma y as 0 comma 6. Now in the second case, let us consider y is equal to 0, and now when I put y is equal to 0, the equation will be 3x plus 2 into 0 minus 12 is equal to 0, or x is equal to 4. So now the equation, the points become 4 comma 0. Now that you got the coordinates of x comma y, you have to take the graphs and you have to plot it in the graph. Now for example, the first point is 0 comma 1, and the second is minus 1 comma 0. So these 2 points I draw a straight line, and this is the straight line for the equation x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now the second equation, the second points I got is 0 comma 6 and 4 comma 0. I draw a straight line connecting these 2 points, and I can easily see that these lines are intersecting at a point, that is x axis is 2 and y axis is 3. So now the point here it is it is 2 comma 3. So x comma y will be equal to 2 comma 3, and now you have to shade this triangular region, because in question they are asking shade this triangular region. Okay, so now these are the points which you get it. So shading this triangular region, this is how you are going to get the answer. Fine, you can just try solving by your side. Okay, you should get as 2 comma 3, or maybe the lines which I have drawn here, it is by mistake, it is on 2 comma 3. Okay, next, moving forward, an important concept here, consistency and inconsistency. So here you have x plus y plus 3 is equal to 0, equation number 1, and x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0, this is equation number 2. First, solve this equation by any method. We have seen 4 different methods. The first is substitution, the second is elimination, then third is cross multiplication, and the fourth is graphical method. So you can use any method and find the value of x and y. You will get the value of x as 2 and y as 1. So x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1 is the only solution possible for the given equation when solved together. Individually, linear equation in 2 variables have infinite solutions, which means in one linear equation in 2 variables, we will get infinite values of x and y which will satisfy the equation. But when solved together, we get only one solution, unique solution. Okay, so now this is a type of question of unique solution. Now in graphical method, what happens? In unique solution, you get 2 intersecting lines. So when you are drawing a graph and you found out that the 2 lines are intersecting with each other, that means the equation has a unique solution. So remember this point. Next, imagine I take another equation, 2x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the first equation. Second is 2x minus y minus 4 is equal to 0. This is second equation. Now if I subtract second from 1, I get 2x minus y is equal to 1. If I subtract this, I get answer as, okay, I get the answer as both the variables get eliminated. So we get 3 is equal to 0, which is not true. So there is no solution. So in this case, you get the lines are parallel in condition. So if you are drawing a graph and you got 2 lines parallel to each other, that means they don't have any solutions. Okay, next. So x minus y minus 2 is equal to 0. 2x minus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. So observe the equation 1 and equation 2. So multiply by 2, the equation number 1 by 2, we get the equation 2. Then dividing equation 2 by 2, we get equation 1, which means 1 and 2 may look different, but they are the same. So hence 1 and 2 will have the same set of solutions. Since equations are same, they will have infinite solutions. So when infinite solutions are there, the lines will overlap. Okay, so they are called as overlapping lines. So the first and the last case is called as consistent, and in between the parallel lines which don't have any solution is called as inconsistent. So you should note this property. So comparing with the standard form, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. From 1 we get the values of a1, b1 and c1, and from 2 we get the values of a2, b2, c2. So in this way you're going to solve. Okay, and this is also one more condition of consistency and inconsistency we have done in the last class. You can just check it. If a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, that means it is a consistent kind of question, or the lines are intersecting with each other. Now here in this case, a1 by a2, b1 by b2, and c1 by c2. So c1 by c2 is not equal with other two, and here in this case you have a1 a2 is equal to b1 b2 is equal to c1 by c2. So now here you have an important chart, a tabular column. This you can take it down in your notebook and recall this by heart this, because all the questions will be on this conditions. So condition number 1, you have a1 by a2 which is not equal to b1 by b2. Graphical representation, intersecting lines. And now you have algebraic interpretation, unique solution, consistent or inconsistent, it is consistent. Case number 2, or the condition number 2, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. So graphical representation, it is a parallel line. Algebraic representation, you have no solution, and this is an inconsistent kind of question. Next, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. Graphical representation, overlapping lines, you get two lines overlapping with each other. And algebraic interpretation, you have infinite solutions. And consistent or inconsistent, you have to do it, that is, it is a consistent kind of question. So fine. On comparing the ratios a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2, find out whether the lines representing the following pairs of linear equations intersect at a point, are parallel or coincident. What we need to find out whether the lines representing the following pairs of linear equation intersect at a point, are parallel or coincident. So three conditions I have to check. To get this, the equation has to be in the standard form. So we have seen the conditions of consistent, inconsistent, okay, intersecting, parallel lines, and coincident. Now imagine this is the first question. 5x minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0. 7x plus 6y minus 9 is equal to 0. So 5x minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0. These are the two equations. So now we have to make it in the a1, b1, c1 form. So look at this now here. a1 is equal to 5, b1 is equal to minus 4, c1 is equal to 8. Now here a2 is equal to 7, b2 is equal to 6, and c2 is equal to minus 9. Okay, now you have to put on the condition a1 by a2 is equal to 5 by 7. Then b1 by b2 you have minus 4 by 6, that is minus 2 by 3. Then you have c1 by c2, that is 8 by 9. So here you have to check whether these conditions are satisfied. So from 3, 4 and 5 you have to check a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. That means it is an intersecting lines. Okay, so we come to a conclusion. It is an intersecting line. It is consistent. Okay, fine. Next. 9x plus 3y plus 12 is equal to 0. 18x plus 6y plus 24 is equal to 0. So these are the conditions. So first, to get these conditions, we have to make it into a1, b1, c1 form. So here you have a1 is equal to 9, b1 is equal to 3, c1 is equal to 12. Then you have a2 is equal to 18, b2 is equal to 6, and c2 is equal to 24. Now a1 by a2 is equal to 9 by 18, that is 1 by 2. b1 by b2 is 3 by 6, that is equal to 1 by 2. And c1 by c2 is equal to 12 by 24, that is equal to 1 by 2. So what does it mean from here? All these three ratios are equal. That means the equation here, the condition third satisfied, it is a coincident line. Okay, that means it is an overlapping line because all three ratios are equal. Okay, so the lines are coincident. Fine. So let us move ahead now. Now the same type, now another question. 6x minus 3y plus 10 is equal to 0. 2x minus y minus 9 is equal to 0. So to get this equation, we have to start with the standard form. So first of all, you have to get the values of a1, b1 and c1. a1 is 6, b1 is minus 3, c1 is 10, a2 is 2, b2 is minus 1, and c2 is minus 9. Okay, so now a1 by a2 is equal to 6 by 2, that is 3. b1 by b2 is once again 3, and c1 by c2 is 10 by 9. So now the three ratios, only the first two ratios are equal, but the third ratio is not equal. So what does it mean? Condition number 2 satisfied. So these two lines are parallel to each other. Okay, so these two lines are parallel to each other. Fine, moving ahead. Once again, we have to do the same kind of question here. Imagine these are the question. 3x plus 2y is equal to 5. Okay, now we have to take a1 is equal to 3, b1 is equal to 2, and c1 is equal to minus 5, a2 is 2, b2 is minus 3, and c2 is minus 7. Okay, so now here you have a1 by a2 is 3 by 2, b1 by b2 is 2 by minus 3, or you can say c1 by c2 is equal to 5 by 7. All three ratios are not equal. That means this condition number 1 gets satisfied, so it is an intersecting line. Okay, so it is an intersecting line, so that's easy. Now looking at the next question, 2x minus 3y is equal to 8, and second question is equation is 4x plus y is equal to 9. So it's easy. First of all, you have to find the value of a1 is equal to 2, b1 is equal to minus 3, c1 is equal to minus 8. Then you have a2 is equal to 4, b2 is equal to minus 6, and c2 is equal to minus 9. So a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. You have to check whether those conditions are satisfying. Here I get a1 by a2 is equal to 1 by 2, b1 by b2 is equal to 1 by 2, and c1 by c2 is equal to 8 by 9. So now here condition number 2 is satisfied. What does it mean here? It is they are parallel to each other. These two lines are parallel to each other. It's that easy. Fine. Next, you have this kind of equation: 3 by 2x plus 5 by 3y is equal to 7. 9x minus 10y is equal to 14. So now what happens here? You have a1 is equal to 3 by 2, b1 is equal to 5 by 3, c1 is equal to minus 7, a2 is equal to 9, b2 is equal to minus 10, c2 is equal to minus 14. So a1 by a2 is you have 1 by 6, 3 by 18 is 1 by 6, b1 by b2 is 5 by 30, that is minus 30 is again minus 1 by 6, and c1 by c2 is once again 1 by 2. So now if you see all these three equations are not equal to each other, that means condition number 1 is satisfied. These lines are intersecting lines. Okay, so it is consistent. Okay, and it is an intersecting line. Next, you have this question: 5x minus 3y is equal to 11, minus 10x plus 6y is equal to minus 22. So now here you have a1 is equal to 5, b1 is equal to minus 3, c1 is equal to minus 11, a2 is equal to minus 10, b2 is equal to 6, and c2 is equal to 22. So now taking the ratios, you have 5 by minus 10, that is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, b1 by b2 is minus 1 by 2 once again, and c1 by c2 is minus 1 by 2 once again. So all the three equations are equal, that is the ratios are equal. So the condition 3rd is satisfying. It is a coincident line. That means it is an overlapping line. Okay, moving ahead, one more question here: 4 by 3x plus 2y is equal to 8, and the next equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. So now here what happens? You take a1 is equal to 4 by 3, b1 is equal to 2, c1 is equal to minus 8, a2 is equal to 2, b2 is equal to 3, and c2 is equal to minus 12. Now taking the ratios, you have 4 by 6, or you can say 2 by 3, then b1 by b2 is 2 by 3, and c1 by c2 is minus 8 by 12, that is 2 by 3. So all the three equations are equal. That means the condition 3 is satisfied. It is overlapping line. Okay, that means it is a coincident line. Fine. So it's that's easy. Now take one more question: x minus y is equal to 8, 3x minus 3y is equal to 16. Okay, now here what happens? a1 is equal to 1, a1 is equal to 1, b1 is equal to minus 1, c1 is equal to minus 8, a2 is equal to 3, b2 is equal to minus 3, c2 is equal to minus 16. So a1 by a2 is equal to 1 by 3, b1 by b2 is 1 by 3, and c1 by c2 is 1 by 2. That means the second condition is getting satisfied. That does mean it is a parallel line. Okay, so they are parallel to each other. So these two lines are parallel to each other. So we have successfully understood what is happening with the conditions of consistent and inconsistent. Okay, next you have 2x minus 2y minus 2 is equal to 0, 4x minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. You have to take the values of a1 is equal to 2, b1 is equal to minus 2, c1 is equal to minus 2, a2 is equal to 4, b2 is equal to minus 4, and c2 is equal to minus 5. So now taking the condition a1 by a2, 2 by 4, answer is 1 by 2. B1 by B2 is 1 by 2 and C1 by C2 is 2 by 5. So now the third condition is satisfied. That means it is a coincident or it is an overlapping line. Okay, so now here, sorry, it is a second condition, it is parallel lines. Okay, so now what happens? This is the graphical method which helps us in finding whether the lines are intersecting or parallel. Let us do one more question here. 2x plus y minus 6 is equal to 0. 4x plus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. So here again you are going to take a1 is equal to 2, b1 is equal to 1, c1 is equal to minus 6, a2 is equal to 4, b2 is equal to minus 2, c2 is equal to minus 4. So a1 by a2 is equal to 2 by 4, b1 by b2 is equal to minus 1 by 2, and c1 by c2 is minus 6 by minus 4, that is 3 by 2. So all the three ratios are different. So when all the three ratios are different, what does it mean? Okay, so here we have to find it graphically also. If consistent, obtain the following solution graphically. So let us now we have found out that it is a consistent related question because all the three ratios are different. So now draw a tabular column x and y. You can take 0 and 6. So x comma y is 0 comma 6. Now take y is equal to 0. So you get x is equal to 3. You get 3 comma 0. Now the second equation 4x minus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0. You have to take x and y. First you take x is equal to 0. You get y is equal to 2. And you take next condition y is equal to 0. So you get x is equal to 1. So when you plot this on the graph, here for the first line you get the points as 6 0 comma 6 and you get 3 comma 0. So when you draw this is the line for the first equation. Okay, and now for the second equation you have 2 comma 2 and 1 comma 0. So when you draw this line, they are intersecting with each other. So this is how the graphs are plotted. Okay, so now this is the common point. 2 comma 2 is the common point. So I hope you understood the graphical method also in this video. We'll come up with a new interesting topic in the next video. Thank you.